Good evening, hockey fans. Well, an amazing day of Game 5 is in the books, and wow. So, we have to talk about Florida. They did it. They did it again. Their shtick this whole season was they get down by so much. They trail by about what 3, 4. And they somehow pull it out and win. And they did that tonight. They were down 3-0 to Washington. Washington had them. Then they stopped playing. So they end up losing 5-3, and everybody. I think what I read the timeline. There's a lot of anger at Washington. There's a lot of anger at the Capitals. I'm not happy with them either because I kind of wanted that upset because Yeah, so Florida is one win away from winning their first playoff series in 26 years. While Washington has wondered what the hell happened. Meanwhile, in MSG, we know what happened. MSG, the Rangers managed to avoid elimination. This was an elimination game. They were down 3-1, but they took care of they took care of the Penguins, and that was a game that saw Sidney Crosby gets clocked, a dirty hit by Trouba, and of course it wasn't called. And these people who say, "Well, referees love Crosby," really? Then how come that hit wasn't called? This isn't the first time he's done this. Earlier this season, Trouba delivered some cheap, dirty hit to Nathan McKinnon when the Rangers played against the Avs. He wasn't penalized for that either. It's ridiculous, but yeah, the Rangers took care of business and saved their season for one more game at least. And Pittsburgh's got to deal with possibly not having Crosby for that home game on Friday. But and of course elsewhere, the Flames and the Stars played Game 5, and I just watched this game. I go, oh boy, here we go. The series is back in Calgary, so the offense is going to go MIA again. Because both games 1 and 2 saw literally no goal. There were no goals. 1-0 in Game 1, that was a Calgary win. 2-0 in Game 2, that was a Dallas win. But there was a bit more offense. Dallas did score first, but that would be the only goal they had. Calgary put up 3 all in the third period. Backlund, Mangiapane, and I think it was Lewis with the empty netter. So Calgary leads 3-2, and they have a shot at closing it out. They can get the ultimate payback on Dallas. Remember Dallas came back on them in the bubble 2 years ago. A crazy series, but yeah. So that's pretty much what took place with tonight's action. And to keep in the theme, I did mention some trophy finalists. The last video I did, I mentioned the Norris, and I mentioned the Vezina. They announced the finalists for the Calder, which is Rookie of the Year. It's Michael Bunting, the Maple Leafs. It's Michael Bunting from Maple Leafs, Moritz Seider from the Red Wings, and Trevor Zegras, Mr. Michigan or Michigan with those lacrosse goals from the Anaheim Ducks. Something tells me Zegras is going to get it because the video of him scoring those lacrosse goals, it's been all over. People have been watching it and fans love it. So he might get it because of that. But he's got good numbers also with the Ducks. And I was surprised Tanner Jeannot wasn't a finalist because that's all I kept hearing. Tanner Jeannot, he could get the Calder. He had a pretty good year with Nashville, rookie year with Nashville. But nope, it's Seider, Zegras, and Bunting that are the finalists for the Calder. I've yet to. They may announce the Hart Trophy finalists. They may announce the Hart Trophy finalists about probably tomorrow or not a few days later. But anyway, so that's the announcement, and that is my recap of tonight's action. And here's what's in store. And here's what's in store tomorrow. So it's amazing. The Avalanche series ended 4 straight, but the other 7 are going at least 6. It would really be something they all went 7, but I don't see that happening. There's going to be some eliminations, but But yeah, but it's true. For the rest of the way, it's all potential elimination games because it's all elimination games for somebody. So tomorrow it's the same games that took place on last night. I love this schedule. I really do. You know who's playing when, and you know who's playing on what day. But as far as tomorrow, now it'll be Turner Sports' turn. It'll be TNT and TBS airing the games. First off, Game 6, Bruins hosting the Hurricanes. Hurricanes are up 3-2. They look to advance and beat Boston. Finally beat Boston after losing twice to them in the playoffs the last couple times. While Boston looks to force one more trip to Raleigh. That's at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's on TNT. The first game on TBS is Game 6. Lightning hosting the Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs are looking to win their first playoff series since 2004, which was the last year that ESPN actually aired hockey. And they look to do it at the expense of the reigning, defending, undisputed back-to-back Stanley Cup heavyweight champions. Wouldn't that be a feather in their caps? But yeah, Toronto wants to take care of it. The Bolts look to take one more trip back to Toronto. We'll see what happens there. That's the first game that's the first half of the TBS doubleheader. The second half of the TNT doubleheader. Games at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. Game 6, Blues hosting the Wild. The Blues have a chance to clinch it on home ice and eliminate the Wild, or else they'll have to face one more trip back to St. Paul. We could have the first division finals matchup made, because if the Blues win and advance, they'll face the Avalanche in the finals in that Central Division bracket, and it will be the second straight meeting between these two clubs. Remember, the Avs and Blues faced each other in the opening round last year, so that's what's at stake. And the last game, the latter half of the TBS doubleheader, 10 Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Kings hosting the Oilers. Kings are looking to advance. If the Kings are one win away from their first series win since the 2014 Cup Final. They have not won a series since. And Edmonton's looking to win themselves another trip back home and possibly keep hope alive for the Battle of Alberta in round 2. But they'll have to do so without Darnell Nurse, because Darnell Nurse got suspended for one game for that hit on Danault, and this proves how biased they are. This is the same exact hit that Kadri had on Falk. Yeah, Kadri got 8 games. Isn't that something? So the Kings and Blues look to clinch at home. Carolina and Toronto look to clinch on the road. If any of the 4 teams trailing force Game 7, any and all Game 7s from that batch will be played on Saturday. And then on Friday the 13th, the other Game 6s take place. Again, Turner Sports has it, a doubleheader on TNT and one game on TBS. The Penguins will host the Rangers in Game 6 on Friday. That's at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Pittsburgh will again try to clinch the series at home, or else they'll have to go back to MSG again. And we don't know how Crosby's going to be. Of course, time will tell if Crosby will be able to play. But if they have to play without their fearless leader, that's going to be an interesting road to climb as they try to clinch. And of course, at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, that's the only game on TBS on Friday. Capitals hosted the Panthers. Capitals are trying to force Game 7. Florida is trying to clinch their first series since '96. And in Game 6, Stars hosted the Flames. Flames are trying to advance. This would be their it hasn't been that long since they won a series, but the last series they did win was a qualifying round, which was only made for the modified playoffs. But yeah, Calgary's trying to advance to round 2, possibly fulfill their end of the Battle of Alberta quest for round 2. If any of these 3 series reach 7, if Pittsburgh, Washington, and or Dallas No, not Pittsburgh. If the Rangers, Washington, and or Dallas force Game 7, those Game 7s from that series will be played on Sunday. Sunday is the latest date for round 1. Round 2, for what I've seen and read, is supposed to start Monday. Though I have no idea when the Avs series, whoever we play, is going to start. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the round 2 schedule will start to come out once the Elite 8 starts to get pretty much filled. But anyway, so that's what's in store for tomorrow and Friday. Some pivotal Game 6s. That's my recap of tonight's action. If you like this video, click the like button. Click subscribe if you want more. I will be back to recap tomorrow's action and have some congratulations in case we see some advancements. So stay tuned.